the shadows starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. They go play action now. Wilson. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. This defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
There's a little bit of lightning talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win.
And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
Execution was one of their watchwords leading up to this one. And on that play, able to execute brilliantly here on this opening drive.
They run for the first time with Javonte Williams. And he'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Here's Wilson. Finding his big receiver, Patrick, over the middle. And he'll be brought down at the 27. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical it would be this easy. But they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that's off the mark. Absolutely, just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. To throw again is Wilson. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. He brings up 3rd down. On 3rd down, Wilson being chased out left. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-0. Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. He finds Corey Davis. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it's 2nd down.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short game.
And they get him down the middle before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 14 yards is the pickup there, and a Jet first down.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
They'll run for the first time with Breece Hall. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. A 14-yard pickup. That's 14 yards on 2 straight plays.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at him and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And the Jets are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Second quarter now from MetLife Stadium. The Jets with the football here as they go to work on a 1st and goal. Hands it off out of the gun. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Rodgers going to throw. This is intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10, 5, and he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their 2nd drive. And you figure this should be a healthy, a rested, a focused unit, and they're working on a good winning streak. They had the week off last week. This is really a team, Charles, that should be in top 4.
I would agree absolutely with that. What coaches worry about, what organizations worry about, though, is overconfidence. They've been playing so well, and now they've had that extra time off. And we've seen teams come back off the open week and come out flat. So what a lot of good coaches do is they kind of game plan for that with their teams. On defense, they may blitz more in the beginning to get them going. On offense, they may go more up-tempo. Anything to get them out of that lethargy right at the beginning.
Short completion, just 4 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3. So, CD, you look at this offense and what they've been able to do. 8-0, perfect through the first 2 months of the year. Second half of the season still to come. We get that. But what kind of a percentage chance do you think that they have of running the table?
Partner, I think it's hard to say because history would tell us that the chances aren't good at all. We've seen a lot of good teams get to this point, and then they have that one bad week and takes them out of the running. I'm going to say 25%, and I feel like I'm being generous with that number.
They'll run with Hall. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. A couple of first downs has the football position at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause.
by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. 9 yards, and that leaves them just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half, 10-0 our score. This will be the 8th play of the drive, and it's 3rd and inches. On 3rd down, here's Hall. And he gets this one across midfield for the first down to the 46.
It's a gain of 2. That's another Jets. First down. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
On 1st down, Rodgers. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first.
I tell you what, it looks like he's shaking off that pick six just fine. It's not just defensive backs that have to have short memories. Quarterbacks utilize that as well. A much more confident throw right there.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line. First down now, but that clock rolling. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 9-yard line, 2nd and 6. Throwing now is Rodgers. He gets it underneath to Hall. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. They'll give to Hall. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Already down 2 scores. They're going to go for this rather than settle for 3. They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. The Jets try it, but the 4th down play doesn't work. And that will force a turnover on downs. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the 2nd quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They'll stay on the ground with Williams. And obviously not fooling anybody here as they stop him behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. On 3rd down, here's Williams. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. This is fielded at the 27. 62 yards on the punt that time. Wow. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. The Jets going to go on offense one last time in this first half. And they do have terrific starting field position, but no timeouts to work with, so they'll need to operate quickly. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first. Rodgers now on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right. He completes that to Garrett Wilson. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. So we have reached halftime over. No problem with us. We skip right to the 3rd quarter and continue this midseason contest. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. And the Jets head out on offense here to start this 3rd quarter. By no means certainly are they out of this contest. Two-score game start in the third quarter, but you feel like if they don't get points and then they give up points, then it can become a slippery slope. This feels like an important possession.
Yeah, and that slope becomes even more slick if you come away empty-handed on this drive, because then you give them a chance to extend their lead. You need some kind of points here, even if it's just a field goal. It's what I call one of those calming drives. Try and slow things down a little bit.
Gonna look deep for Wilson. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
Throwing is Rodgers on third down. And that is incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone.
And how about this, a fake? And this is caught, and the gamble pays off. They get the first. Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. They fake the give. Now Rodgers. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Randy Gregory. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Oh, that'll be incomplete. He took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down.
But there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Open man here is Conklin. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
And I believe that gain on 3rd and long changes things quite a bit because this would be a very long field goal. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go for it here.
Rodgers with a keeper. And they will touch and get the ball before he gets the first. They needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that. But by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down. So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10. And he'll bring this one inside the 35. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Ball again on 2nd down. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. And the offense moving quickly to the line.
It's a loss of 1. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Rodgers going to try and throw on 3rd down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 17-yard line. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Into the red zone. It's Rodgers. Throwing left side. It's complete. Touchdown. His 3rd touchdown now of the year. And the Jets are back with a score. So it took a little while, Charles, but now they have their first points of the game, and they come here in this 3rd quarter.
And more often than not, when that happens, you find yourself down 21, 28 points, and not really with a lot of hope. But with that touchdown, they're right back in this game.
Chris Nagar now for the extra point. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And it's finished off by a New York Jets touchdown. The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. And a stoppage here. We're going to need to take a moment as a Jet was shaken up on that one. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a one-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a one-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change, because otherwise that could overrun your team. You got to be careful right here.
On second down, Williams. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation. And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And the Jets will take over. Now Hall to start the drive. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
If you're a coach, you absolutely take that run every time on first down, because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on second.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Throwing is Rodgers. And he's just going to get rid of this thing to no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. Randy Gregory able to record his 5th sack of the season. Here's the Jets punter now. On presumably to punt, though he did complete a pass earlier. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Broncos take over. First down and 10. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break the lane, whether it's through the air.
Back now here at MetLife Stadium. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. He'll be taken down. The Jets get him there for a sack. John Franklin Myers. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Throwing is Wilson. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. The former 3rd overall pick, Quinn Williams there to bring him down. And, of course, that's not an easy man to sack. You know how elusive he can be trying to get outside of the pocket. That was a great play on the defensive side.
And I wonder what was going through his mind, because he didn't seem as committed to using his legs to pick up yardage. He wanted to keep that play alive, so either take off and go or throw it away. But he held on to the football and ended up getting sacked.
Taking it about the 16. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Now the Jets offense gets ready to head back on the field. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. On play action, it's Rodgers. And he wisely will throw that one away. Right now, the story of this game continuing to be the defenses, because the offenses, they're finding it difficult to establish any rhythm whatsoever.
I like how you come to us in praise of defense, Brandon, because that's exactly right. That was an incompletion forced there, but we've seen it throughout this game. Both of these defense coordinators, they're a step ahead of their offensive counterparts.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Out of the gun, they run it with Hall. And he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Well, they deemed it 4-down territory, and they got 4 yards to pick up the first. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Hall again on 2nd down. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. And now we've got a stoppage for an injured player, and that appears to be Garrett Wilson, who is shaken up on the play. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. Now Rodgers got to have this one. And he's got a man, Corey Davis. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. So not only do they convert on 4th, but they pick up 22 yards in the process. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. A new lease on life after the 4th down conversion. Here's 1st and 10. On play action, Rodgers. Flushed out right. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The lines move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. A good pickup there at 22. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. Fighting his way in for a Jets touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jets have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter.
And touchdown, and congratulations, and 0 relaxation ahead of them, right? You have too much time on the clock for them to start celebrating.
Part 1 is done, but now on the sideline, you already see him scrambling down there. They're getting those defensive guys ready.
Yes, you have to get those guys ready, and you also have to talk to your special teams guys. Make sure the kickoff is exactly what you want and cover it well.
Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And that makes it 14-10. Pretty long drive that time, 11 plays all told. And the capper that put it in the end zone, a run of 8 yards. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This taken in at the goal line. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. So here is Wilson and the Broncos. Down 14-10, just over a minute 40 to play. And they're in danger of a 3rd straight loss as they come up on 1st and 10. And that's caught by Williams. 2 yards on the pickup there. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Wilson to throw. Oh, that's going to be a costly one. It's intercepted. picked off by Ashton Davis. Well, you knew you had to take some chances here with the clock winding down, needing a touchdown to win it, and that one might have just sealed their fate.
Yeah, and that's the nature of the 2-minute drill. The offense trying to go downfield and make their plays. But defenses, they're sitting back watching everything that they do, but not too far back. They want to be in position to make a play on the ball, and that they did.
And New York set to take the field. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. On third down, they're going to run for it here. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Nagar's kick is good. And that moves him up with a touchdown now at 17-10. So they hadn't called on him at all until this point, but he comes through here and buries one from long range.
Yeah, that's awfully impressive because usually kickers like to get that first one out of their system in the first quarter, sort of get them into the flow of the game, but to come in this late and knock it down from long distance, give him a lot of credit.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. And the football going back over to the Denver Broncos. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes and get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
And he will have the first down, but he winds up paying for it pretty good. First down now, but that clock rolling. Sutton reeling it in on the left side. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. Meanwhile, Wilson's throw taken in by Sutton. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now Wilson. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Throwing now is Wilson. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. One last shot for Wilson. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is incomplete. So no miracles here on the final play.